It's Nolan. Hey, who that boy named Nolan? Coming straight up out the swamps, I feel like it's New Orleans. Finna drop another flavor pack, bitch, I'm a comic. 5'4", but my style enormous. I woke up fresh, my swag is alarming. Hold up, I gotta pace myself. When I rap, I race myself. On these tracks, I amaze myself. I ain't got enough ops, nigga might just waste myself. And I bet that shit gon' sell, I'm self-made, well paid. I don't fuck with niggas, need a barricade. Man, fuck your album, need a hairnet. Got 2 straps, Nike Air Raids. I'm in my creative player phase. Every setting, I'm a 99. I just signed on a dotted line with my hair looking like Einstein. Flow kill 'em like cyanide. Breaded up, Long John Silver. All cash like a drug dealer with the same teeth on Reggie Miller. Bitch, I need queso, pesos. Brands on me like racer clothes. Too much drip on my A-flow. Pockets feel like egg rolls. Health insurance, no HMOs. Got a new record on HBO. Fuck the radio. No military, I'm signing up for Navy Federal. Ayy, they say not to brag, I need to be more humble. A verse, I be going dumber. Like the hoes on no jumper. Keep my cars on airplane, I don't even really need a phone number. Backstage, I just curved them out and hit the jets on a light road runner. I'm that nigga, yeah, flow on glacier. Y'all don't get my nomenclature. Kill the beat, that's Nolan's nature. Watch your tone, my homies on papers of birth styles. Hot like a first down, I just spit like a 30 cal, too versatile. Gotta talk money if it's worthwhile. I don't converse with clowns, but nigga, What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope y'all are doing well out there. In this episode of the show, we're going to be addressing Miss Jaguar Wright. She's been, overtaking the headlines for weeks. She's been a discussion in hip hop for a couple years now. She's been on a rampage. Diddy, Jay-Z, The Roots, so many different people, Talib Kweli, Moses, like Eric Common, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott. Apparently everybody that had a career in the mid to early 2000s wronged Jaguar Wright in some form or fashion. Now, she recently did an interview on Lord Jamar's platform, and, it's kind of a sad case with Lord Jamar, I actually share a name with this guy. My real name is Jamar. There was once upon a time, as a hip hop head, as somebody who grew up loving this culture, as somebody who respected the OGs that came from the late 80s, early 90s, respecting the legacy of Brand Nubian and everything like that. Like, I was actually happy to share a name with Lord Jamar as a hip hop legend. Today, I do not share that same sentiment. He's been going out sad on his own for a while, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, the two of them have linked up for a conversation. And basically in this conversation, she's doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on her allegations against Jay-Z, her allegations against not only Jay-Z, but Beyonce, about them being some sort of supervillain couple or something to that nature. But in this video, we're actually going to take a little trip down memory lane about Miss Jaguar Wright. And we're going to go back to when she first kind of resurfaced online back in the 2020, 2021 era. Because when she first resurfaced, even before the Roots issue, if I'm not mistaken, she wanted to work with Jay-Z again. As a matter of fact, a lot of what she's been talking about, or at least what she was talking about years ago, was trying to link back up with Jay-Z to relive the moment that they shared on MTV Unplugged in 2001, right? That was the time where a lot of people, if they weren't already familiar with Jaguar Wright and her association to the Roots and, kind of playing her role in that neo-soul era, she was brought to the mainstream level by singing the hooks for Jay-Z during that Unplugged session on MTV, which is a very popular concert from Jay-Z, just like Unplugged is a very popular concert for Lauryn Hill. I think Lauryn Hill's is a lot more iconic than Jay-Z's, but for the hip-hop fans, and I'm not saying that Lauryn Hill's not hip-hop, but let's just say for rap fans, because she did a little bit more singing, a lot more singing than rapping, right? So they serve different purposes, but that was like her breakout moment. And from there, most people that saw her that day or that time period probably never knew much about her from that point. Now, the reason why we're going to be revisiting these older times is just to show the contrast in the way that she's presenting her story about Jay-Z, because back then it was all very everything was all good, it was all great. Again, Unplugged, she felt, was part of her legacy, and that they should have done a 20-year anniversary. That was the whole thing. She wanted to do a 20-year anniversary from 2001. It was 2021, and she felt like they needed to relive that moment. Now, if you look through Jay-Z's career, he's got so many different chapters, right? The nigga don't even look like, you know what I'm saying, with the hair and everything, Basquiat hair. He don't even look like he did in 2001, right? So he's had so many career highs and lows, billionaire, you know what I mean? Not even just that, but that's a major thing. I don't revere him for that, but that is a major thing. He's had so many different career milestones. I don't think Unplugged is something that, I don't think that would be his top 10 moments in his career. But for Jag, that's kind of the moment of her career. And we're going to say that because in so many words, she said that in the past. So let's get to this recent conversation she had with Lord Jamar. We're not going to watch the whole video. We're just going to watch a clip from it. And then we're going to go back in time, right? So let's just get to where we are today and make our way backwards, shall we?
27 Figures said Jigga is about reproach in hip-hop community.
Says who?
That's what
says a man that's done nothing but steal from hip-hop for the better part of 31 years and lined up every great music destiny so he could swallow it up and gobble it up with Rock Nation and then trick all of those people into promoting title so he can run off with all the money just like he did to Dame Dash when he sold off Rockefeller and all of that to Icons for $100 million so he could buy the Brooklyn Nets and then sit there and make a fool of himself. Now he down over there starting hip-hop wars because he gave it to K-Dot. And the truth is, when he does not like us, he's talking about you. I can't wait. I can't wait till he. I promise you, when Kendrick does not like us at the Super Bowl, I hope everybody turn and look at Jay-Z box. Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. You weirdo. And Foxy Brown said so.
Foxy Brown said no such thing. As a matter of fact, we have a whole video that just came up within the last couple of weeks of Foxy Brown literally coming out and saying, you niggas trying to set me up to speak against Hove. It's never going to happen. You're never going to get it. Never going to get it, never going to get it. Never going to get it, never going to get it. She said it extremely clearly, but here we have Jaguar still on this wave. But let's just keep going.
Oops. I remember Inga when she was running around Philly, burning everybody with the Jay-Z herpes and the clap. I remember she burnt my cousin Strizzy. She sent Strizzy to the clinic. And then when Kobe Cole found out about all her whorish ways, running up there, getting into fights over there at the King of Prussia Mall, and he put her on blast about it, talking about, little girl, you just turned 17. You ain't supposed to be out here. Remember, that's what she called.
Gotta pause for the cause here. So you're saying, let's be clear on what you're saying here. You're saying Jay-Z allegedly had a promiscuous affair with Foxy Brown somewhere between the age of 16 to 17. All right? It's a rumor that's been going around for many years. Unsubstantiated rumor, but a rumor nonetheless. Now you're telling me that your cousin also had a promiscuous affair. We're trying to, be very ambiguous with the language for YouTube's sake. So you're telling me your cousin, who I'm assuming was also probably an adult man, had a promiscuous affair with Miss Foxy Brown in Philadelphia. So much so that another guy, Covey Cove, whoever these people are, came out and said, little girl, you just turned 17. But I'm assuming that these are grown men dealing with this just turned 17, 16, approximately years old girl. Do you still associate with your cousin? Are you still in good standing with that cousin? You're admitting that he had that encounter with Foxy Brown at that age? And you're standing on that and stamping that. You're trying to make her out to be some sort of sexual deviant at that age, or saying her whorish ways. That's how you talk about young women who could perhaps be having promiscuous affairs with grown men. But you say you're an advocate for victims. Interesting choice of words. You don't give a fuck about victims. If Foxy Brown is indeed, who you're saying she is or was.
$1.99, and she cussed him out and told him, don't play no records from New York. And Jay-Z cut her ass off quick. Yeah, I remember that. I'm sure Kobe Cole does too. Exclusive.
Well, shit. I mean, shit.
Trying to strike a chord.
I don't want to keep you crazy much longer. Like,
Let me do my stuff.
We've been here for a minute, and I definitely appreciate.
Hey, yo, why, Lord Jamar? Why you sound so exhausted, brother? I thought you was having a good time. Why you sound so? Hey, yo, I don't want to hold you here too much longer. We been here long enough, baby. Like, I knew you was gonna go there, but I didn't know you was gonna go there. Can we go ahead and log off, please? You set yourself up for the okie doke, brother. Why would you do that? Goddamn shame. Now, that's a version of Jaguar Wright's thoughts, feelings about Jay-Z in 2024. But let's just backtrack. Jay-Z has had no interaction with her since probably 2001. But definitely not in the time between 2020 and 2024. So let's just go back a few years. No interaction with Jay-Z. And I think that's actually the source of her problem. Oh, shit. My bad, y'all. The source of her problem is probably no interaction with Jay-Z. Let me go ahead and pull this other stuff up.
I just feel like at this point, can't nobody get close enough to them to even...
I mean, everybody can get got to. The question is, how do you want people to come?
That's true.
Do you want people to come with grace and humility and love and respect and integrity? Or do you want niggas to come like ODB?
Not like Old Dirty Bastard.
Like a whole parquet.
I don't think they want that.
We gotta learn to give honest conversation an opportunity before pop off. I ain't got no problem with the Carters. I ain't got no problem with billionaires. I can learn from a billionaire.
True. Now that's true. That's true.
The rest of the personal matters, they're personal matters. But all I'm really about right now is that creating and sustaining and supporting that institution.
Yeah.
So me and Mr. Carter have unfinished business. And there's a whole generation that need to see that moment celebrated on television one more again. It's just going to be difficult because of the roots,
Yeah. I look, believe me.
Because they'll probably all be in jail by the time the 20th anniversary comes.
She said the Roots would be in jail by the time the 20th anniversary come. That was 2021, by the way. The Roots are still doing their motherfucking thing. Unscathed, by the way, though. The biggest blemish on the Roots is you. Ain't nobody been locked up. Ain't nobody been tried for nothing. Ain't nobody been questioned by the police. Nothing. Niggas living their best life. Jimmy Falloning it up. But clearly, as stated, you wanted to relive the unplugged moment. You ain't got no problem with billionaires. You ain't got nothing wrong with the Carters. You could learn from them. Personal matters is personal matters. Things you've heard is hearsay. But you did say, how do you want me to come at you? Is it going to be a nice conversation or to pop off? So basically, you felt like you owe me a conversation. You owe me to do this 20th anniversary of Unplugged. Otherwise, the pop-off will come. And the pop-off has come. But at least now we know why. We'll keep going, though, because she done said some wild shit along the way. Okay? But we're just gonna walk this down the road.
I ain't got no problem with the Carters. I ain't got no problem with billionaires.
Yeah.
I don't know their marriage personally. Do we have people in common that give me information? Yes. But it's hearsay. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't want to get into the hearsay conversation regarding the Carters. In all honesty, I would feel more comfortable with having a conversation about our connection in person with all of us present.
Nice.
Because that's integral.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
So people hear me talking about a lot of people. And they're like, you ain't saying nothing about Jay. You ain't saying nothing about Jay. You ain't saying nothing about Sean. All right, I'm going to tell you why. Me and Mr. Carter have unfinished business. There is a legacy that we started building almost 20 years ago. And it needs to be upheld. Unplugged is an institution. That Jay-Z Unplugged is an institution, and it is a monument to greatness. And it deserves a 20th anniversary, and we need to talk about that.
Y'all see it. It's all about Unplugged. He never came back. He never hit the line. He never had that conversation. Now she's here to ruin his life because the fantasy she had in her head was that he would get on that stage, because Jag can still sing. She batshit crazy, but she can still sing. She still got talent. So she goes up there in her mind, relives that moment, go reperform the blueprint. H to the Izzo, V to the is A. For shizzle, my nails used to drivel down in VA. You know what I'm saying? Relive that moment, get back in the spotlight. And it's all right. All right, get to relive the golden days, get a new deal, come back out, release some new music, because she has been alluding to new music for years as well. I do not doubt that she got some goddamn jams. Some of the most unhinged people can create some of the most beautiful music. I don't doubt that she got goddamn blappers. But you've been using them flappers a little bit too much, goddamn it. Let's keep this show rolling. All right, so we've got more here. This ain't the end of it. So the next piece that we have is a video of Miss Jaguar, and the Unplugged anniversary has been surpassed. It's gone. It's over. No conversation had. And she begins to kind of spiral out at Jay-Z because H to the Izzo, V to the is A never got to dribble again in VA. All right, so here we are. Let's go ahead and pull that up for the people.
You motherfucker!
This shit make you like talk crazy.
I helped make you, Sean Carter! I helped make you! Fuck you. You don't want to acknowledge Unplug? Acknowledge this shit. Produce the fucking commission. Produce it. Produce.
So you can see at this point, she's not having, she's having an episode here. This is textbook episode. And I'm not here to make fun of her episode, right? But you see how that came across, and that's a totally different tone, totally different everything, demeanor, look in the eyes, everything from the first video. Totally different tune. Okay? So from there, at a certain point, she then starts comparing herself to Beyonce and trying to insert herself into Jay-Z's development as an artist, as a man, as a billionaire, basically saying that she's the reason why he has all of this success going on and Beyonce just came along for the ride. It's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. But let's go there.
You know, everybody sits there and they look at Beyonce, Knowles Carter, and I think they forget that before her there was me. I think people forget that part. I think people forget that before Sean Carter became who Sean Carter became, there was a concert called MTV Unplugged when he was still just a corner boy drug dealer trying to make it into corporate America. And
I'm going to stop this there. 2001, Jay-Z Unplugged, he was not a corner boy whatsoever. The nigga was multi-platinum, okay? 96, Jay-Z was, if you want to call him a corner boy at that point, he was fresh off delivering packs. We'll just say that much, if you know what I'm talking about. Selling powder donuts for my people that have been here for a little while. Jay-Z was selling powder donuts, you know, first album. Or at least coming off of selling powder donuts, right? 2001, Jay-Z is now, I want to say, what? 3, 4 platinum albums, multi-platinum albums in? Because 97, In My Lifetime Volume 1 came out, which was a good step forward from Reasonable Doubt. Volume 2 came out in what, 98? That's a career-changing album right there, Volume 2. Volume 3 comes out, 99, because every summer he was blasting niggas in the head. By 2000, we got The Dynasty. Let's not forget, somewhere in here, I can't line everything up, but we had Big Pimpin', we had Hard Knock Life, the song, we had Jigga My Nigga. You know what I'm saying? We had Blue Streak soundtracks. We had Can I Get Her featuring with him and Ja. Hit record. This nigga was far from a fucking corner boy in no 2001. By 2001, Dynasty was out. Blueprint was getting ready to drop. Shit, by the time y'all did Unplugged, Blueprint was already out. So this is like 5 albums in. And you saying he was a corner boy and you're responsible for where he was going. But on Blueprint, he was talking about 40 million here, 80 million here from Def Jam. All you got to do is listen to You Don't Know by Jay-Z. The story is there. 18 months, 40 million more or something like that. These are the level of deals they were doing at that time. We're still talking about $40 million deals being a big deal for artists today. He was rapping about that in 2001, but he was a corner boy and you helped take him to the next level. And Beyonce, who didn't come around till about a year later after Unplugged, all of a sudden she's just the insert woman here to take your spot. Interesting. Just giving y'all context here, because this is the woman that a lot of people are believing. A lot of people are platforming. They're giving her an opportunity to speak. They're giving her a microphone. They're putting a camera on her. They're really profiting off of her her absence of judgment. They don't give a fuck. And they're hyping her up, acting like they really believe this shit. I don't believe no motherfucker that's putting the camera on Jaguar Wright actually believes in what she's talking about. But they know she's good for likes, views, shares, and ultimately growth. But we're going to keep this going.
The performance that Jaguar Wright gave was so pristine that it allowed corporate America to see him as something other than what he was. I think people forget that part because you can't say Jay-Z Unplugged without saying Jaguar Wright. And more importantly than that, is it possible that maybe everyone's missing the fact that maybe I helped make him?
I don't even want to go into that. You know what I'm saying? I already said my piece on that. So next up, we have a clip of her going even further, trying to discredit Beyonce. Now, rather than discredit her position in Jay-Z's life, you know, to say before she was there, I was the one that was propelling him to the next level. We have a clip here where she's going to try to compare physical appearance to Beyonce. It just does not. Ah, boy. Shout out to the person that tagged me in this to get this. I didn't, because I didn't sit around and watch all of her interviews and compile all this shit. Somebody actually sent this stuff to me. So here we're going to see her comparing physical appearance to Beyonce.
World sees Jay-Z Unplugged so they can see why you decided to line me up and put me aside so you could put the bitches you can control over me. Does your wife look like this without makeup? Your wife don't walk through our house without a filter on. That bitch puts on makeup to make eggs. I don't. Most of the time, I don't even wear makeup at all. I like the way I look. The real me. I mean...
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Putting on makeup to make eggs is a funny ass quote, though. I ain't gonna lie. I love Beyonce. Beyonce, you know I love you. But god damn, put on makeup to wear eggs is a fucking game breaker. Shit, that's a combo breaker, goddamn. But y'all see now, she said, do your wife look like this without makeup? There's a weird obsession here. She wanted to be sitting in the seat that Beyonce occupies next to Jay-Z. I think there was something about that Unplugged experience for her, especially because by the time they got to Heart of the City and she belted out those lyrics and Jay-Z looked over and was like, ooh. I think it was something about his reaction when he did that made her feel like he was in love with her. He fell in love with her. He was enamored with her so badly that they would go off and ride into the sunset, you know, hand in hand. It never played out that way. And I believe she had a husband or at least a consistent man that, you know, they had children and all these different things. Matter of fact, they say she might have been pregnant around the time Unplugged was happening. I don't know all of the specifics on that stuff. But you was with a nigga at that time, and this is what you recall of the situation, that you're supposed to be in Beyonce's seat. Interesting. Now, next up, we have Miss Jaguar trying to say that Beyonce and Jay-Z had something to do with the untimely passing of Aaliyah. This is the same stuff she was peddling on the Piers Morgan show. You know what I'm saying? But this is a different occasion. And she's trying to say that they did this to Aaliyah because Beyonce's solo career was failing. Okay? So this is how she sees the situation.
Wait, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died?
Yeah.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling? Jam on your horn now, that fucking bullshit ass record. from the Austin Powers shit. It was some of the worst shit ever. They were having a hard time taking her solo. And then Aaliyah died. And then they brought Rich Harrison in. And your love got me thinking so crazy right now. She liked Post.
Unfortunately for Miss Jaguar Wright, her timeline is completely off. When Austin Powers featuring Beyonce, the movie came out, the music that she had on the soundtrack, that was 2002. Unfortunately, by this time, Aaliyah was already unalived. She was, the tragic flight had already happened. So it wasn't like Austin Powers came out and Beyonce dropped this, this dud of a song on the soundtrack, which who cares about a soundtrack song? You know what I mean? It was a period piece. But whatever. And they were like, you know what we got to do to get you popping? We got to get her out the way. No. Beyonce was already a very successful artist. Do we not remember who Destiny's Child was? Yeah, she wasn't solo yet. But do we not remember who Destiny's Child was? Do we not remember why people even were open to the idea of Beyonce going solo? Was because of the success of Destiny's Child, and she was at the center of the attention in that group. What part of life are we missing? Like, it would be totally different if Beyonce was like some nobody off the streets of Texas trying to get her career going. Maybe she had one little hit and was trying to get back to the charts and nobody was trying to hear from her. Yeah, we gotta move some pieces out here, baby. Right? But for people to even try to put this type of allegation together, to even put this type of storyline together, y'all don't understand how disgusting that is, that y'all are playing with Aaliyah's death like that. Why would y'all do that? And they had plenty of displays of speaking on how they appreciated each other's music, each other's craft, each other's music videos. They admired each other. But see, the thing is, we're in this era now where the people that actually lived through those times are now adults. You know what I'm saying? Older people. And we have a new generation of folks that did not know the stories. And they're being convinced that whatever some of these people like a Jaguar Wright, who was close enough in the industry to come up with these narratives, is like, well, she did work in the industry and it didn't work out for her. I wonder why. Maybe they strong-held her career and blackballed her, and all of these people did this, and that's why she's angry. No. Even by her own assertion, a lot of things didn't go Jaguar's way because she was, unfortunately, not an easy person to work with. Just is what it is, man. But this ain't the end of it, unfortunately. I would love for it to be, but that ain't where we at with it just yet. So next up, we have even more footage of Miss Jaguar Wright revering, honoring the Unplugged era. So much so that she, at this point, is trying to upload the Unplugged performance somewhere online. She's getting copyright strikes, forcing her to take it down. And she believes that Jay-Z is at the epicenter of making her take this performance down.
And to be able to give them Jay-Z Unplugged again, because we will be uploading Jay-Z Unplugged to the new Philadelphia Broadcasting Network in the next 10 days. I think part of the reason why they went so hard after the network the first time was just because I put that up.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm going to put it up again because I can. Because that's just as much my legacy as it is yours, Sean, especially at this point. And I want the world to see it. And I want everybody to have an opportunity to witness what you tried to slump because you couldn't get me to say yes.
You were supposed to disappear, Jack. You were supposed to disappear.
You tried. When I think about that night at 4040, And he told me he was going to make sure that the world never knew about me. He was going to make sure I disappeared. And I looked at him and I said, I don't know, Sean. It's a big world. We'll see.
So what do you think your talent is?
I don't know yet.
I'm going to go ahead and say
You goddamn right. You goddamn right you don't know. Your talent, you have a wonderful voice. But you're not using it the right way. It is what it is. But y'all see here, she's claiming that Jay-Z is shutting her down from sharing Unplugged when Jay-Z don't even own Unplugged. That is the property of MTV Viacom. And she's saying that Jay-Z is the one halting her from uploading this, and I'm assuming trying to monetize on it, when Jay-Z Unplugged ain't that hard to find. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saying that people need to see it. Like, this is something that's been scraped from all of the internet. Now, the whole thing is not available. You know what I'm saying? But there's channels on YouTube that have footage of the Unplugged show. Not to mention the entire album, the Unplugged album, is available online for people to listen to. You can go on YouTube and listen to the entire thing. But the video of it, you can find clips of that performance. It's not like it's just completely scrubbed. You know what I'm saying? But Jay-Z don't own that shit. That's MTV Viacom's property. So they're the ones that have the content ID on the video that's blocking you from putting it up. And if you try to put it on another app and somebody finds out about it, I'm sure it's coming from MTV Viacom's legal team saying you can't do that. But this is the lady that so many people are believing in, listening to, and trying to make it seem like she is some sort of music industry martyr, like she's soaring, you know what I'm saying, giving us these detailed accounts, these stories of unheard of peoples. Nah, dog. This is a woman that didn't get the opportunity to relive her glory days and is angry about it. And that's it. Now, there are some people she could possibly be legitimately mad about, you know, or mad with about her career. Whatever label she was signed to that didn't renew her contract, she went and did some independent deals. They didn't pan out, right? I believe at a certain point, she made the mistake of allowing her husband or man, whoever she was with, to kind of like manage or co-manage her. A lot of people make that mistake. It's a recipe for disaster, especially when the relationship starts going bad. How are you going to trust that person to be at the helm of your career, right? Not taking nothing away from her talent. She still can sing. She's still, you know what I mean? But just wanted to get to the source of this woman's anger, the vitriol in her voice, the hatred that she's spewing. That's why Jay-Z and them, the Carters, did not send no cease and desist or send no lawsuit to her. The reason why Piers Morgan got hit up is because they were disappointed that he would platform her on such a big platform, give her the opportunity to say these things, and nobody's fact checking. Nobody is really looking into, you know, her history. Nobody's really looking into why this is even a thing, because she hasn't been around any of the people that she talks about for nearly 2 decades. So if Jay-Z was this monster, as you say he is, why is it that you were so eager to try to relive 2001 all over again? And then when it didn't come, your story completely changed. It's a crock of bullshit. And anybody that's riding with her, unfortunately, you're riding on the midnight train to the toilet. This is shit. Bullshit. All right? So that's what I got to say about that. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. I'm not going to lie. It pains me to have to put this information out there about you, ma'am. Never wanted to dedicate this much time towards Miss Jaguar Wright. Because to be honest, she was never all that big of a deal to begin with. We're going to be honest about the situation, whether that's by hook or by crook, as to why you weren't. You weren't. It's been over 20-something years. We have not seen you. But had you been focused on your craft, been focused on, getting better with your mental state, perhaps you would have had your shot, and you wouldn't have had to wait till 2021 for the 20th anniversary of Unplugged. It seems that you've been unplugged for quite some time. All right? Once again, let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like Soldier Rag. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.